Now, you don't have to be a historian to understand that humanity has always tried to find ways to control things in the name of convenience. And primitive man learned how to make tools and weapons out of rocks and wood, and they discovered how to harness fire, and they invented the wheel. They learned how to tame wild animals to do their heavy work. And later, with combustible engines, electricity, and even nuclear energy, things moved much faster with more and more conveniences. And now here we are, thinking that artificial intelligence might take over the world someday. There are overwhelming examples of how AI can and does provide us with conveniences. But what about the dangers? The Apostle Paul warned us of mankind's culture as he got closer to the end of time. As we look at Romans chapter 1, verses 21 through 25, be asking yourself, are we there yet? There is an international race to be the best in the world with artificial intelligence, and it's flooding across our planet like a giant tsunami. And here, let's see what the Russians think about it.
Russian President Vladimir Putin discussed the use of artificial intelligence to gain power. Putin said artificial intelligence is the future, not only for Russia, but for all of humankind. Whoever becomes the leader in this sphere will become the ruler of the world.
Искусственный интеллект – это будущее не только России, это будущее всего человечества. Здесь колоссальные возможности и трудно прогнозируемые сегодня угрозы. Тот, кто станет лидером в этой сфере, будет властелином мира. И очень бы не хотелось, чтобы эта монополия была сосредоточена в чьих-то конкретных руках.
Did you hear that? The Prime Minister of Russia said, the nation who is the leader in AI will rule the world. Kind of makes you wonder what kind of AI they might already have and what they're developing also. But let's consider the Chinese. They are really smart people also.
President Xi Jinping has repeatedly stressed the necessity of promoting scientific and technological innovations in government reform. And this includes areas like big data as well as artificial intelligence. China's goal is to foster a $1 trillion AI industry by 2030. And today, it's home to tech giants like Alibaba, Tencent, and Baidu. but China's dazzling AI advances is increasingly seen as a threat to the United States. The stakes are too high for either country to let their guards down. The development of AI is expected to bring about the fourth industrial revolution. As for China, it wouldn't want to see a hard-to-come-by opportunity to reign supreme again slip through its grasp.
6.7 million Chinese people have already been prevented from buying air and train tickets. The punishments for citizens whose credit score sinks too low are limited only by the imagination. Renting a house, getting a loan, booking a hotel, filling up a car with petrol, all will be restricted.
I can't buy property. My child can't go to private school, he says. You feel like you're being controlled by the list all the time.
And the entire system will be overseen by an estimated 400 million surveillance cameras with facial recognition software.
Cameras record them going through intersections, zero in on their face, and then publicly shame them on nearby video screens.
And it will eventually encompass real-time geolocation tracking of citizens via their cell phone. Overall credit scores can go up and down in real time based on a person's behaviour. But it can also be affected by the people they associate with. And all this will eventually be unified in a centralised database. In the words of the Chinese government, if trust is broken in one place, restrictions are imposed everywhere. They literally say that those deemed untrustworthy will be, quote, unable to move even a single step.
一个人如果信用不好，我们实现的一个目标就是让守信者通行天下，让失信者寸步难行。
So who cares about what's happening in China, right? I mean, it's not like they're selling the same technology to be used in the West, is it?
It would be comforting to know that the United States, as a major leader in this AI race, has wisdom enough to move cautiously with AI advancements. I mean, after all, we believe in the Bible, don't we?
We had a great first term, but we're going to have an even better second term, and I think we're going to do things that people would be shocked at. Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate.
What if I told you that a single announcement has just set the stage for one of the most ambitious projects in human history? OpenAI, backed by tech giants like SoftBank, Oracle, and NVIDIA, has launched what they are calling the Stargate Project. This initiative isn't just big, it's $500 billion big. That's $500 billion invested in creating a centralized AI infrastructure designed to unlock the potential of artificial general intelligence, or AGI. The announcement was made at the White House with President Trump, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, and SoftBank's Masayoshi Son standing shoulder to shoulder. Altman even called it the most important project of this era, while Son described it as the beginning of a golden age. This sets the tone for what OpenAI envisions as not just a technological leap, but a transformation in national security, healthcare, and economic growth. But what is the Stargate Project, and why is it being compared to historical milestones like the Manhattan Project and the Apollo program? Let's break it down. At its core, the Stargate Project is about infrastructure, AI infrastructure to be exact. OpenAI is partnering with tech heavyweights like Oracle, NVIDIA, and Microsoft to build cutting-edge computing systems in the United States. Their ultimate goal? To develop AGI, AI that can outperform humans at most economically valuable tasks, and, eventually, artificial superintelligence which surpasses human capabilities altogether. But this project isn't just about technological ambition, it's about scale. The first construction site is already underway in Texas, and Altman promises this initiative will create hundreds of thousands of jobs while reindustrializing the US economy. This isn't just a tech story, it's an economic and geopolitical one. And if you're wondering where this $500 billion is coming from, SoftBank is taking the lead as the primary financial backer. This massive funding pool also includes resources from OpenAI, Oracle, and MGX, making it one of the largest private investments ever. Ultimately, it's a global chess match. The Stargate project positions itself as a strategic countermeasure to China's rapidly advancing AI capabilities, especially after the release of DeepSeek R1. Unlike OpenAI's centralized approach, DeepSeek is decentralized, open source, and cost-effective, raising serious questions about whether the US can maintain its lead in the AI race. But Stargate isn't just about keeping up with China. It's a bold vision to re-industrialize America, creating jobs and rebranding the manufacturing and tech sectors. This ties directly into national security priorities under Trump's administration, emphasizing self-reliance and global dominance. So, why does this matter? Because if OpenAI succeeds, the Stargate project could redefine what's possible in industries like healthcare, defense, and even climate science.
This is one of the pages of this executive order. Note the red circled notation. What's that all about? I truly hope you've been watching these New World Order videos. End of days events are happening right under our noses, and they include, among a number of other things, microchips being implanted in people's skin, just as the Bible described would happen during the end of days. Don't mistakenly believe that this chip implant has all of a sudden showed up. You think about it. This mind-blowing device had to be imagined, developed, marketed, and so forth. This has been going on for several years. Hard to believe, I know. But let me introduce you to Mr. Aaron Russo. From mere beginnings, Mr. Russo gained notoriety with his high-end nightclub in Chicago, Illinois. He then produced and directed movies, 6 Academy Awards and 2 Golden Globe Awards. And later he became quite involved with the libertarian political movement. On August 24, 2007, Russo died at the age of 64 after battling with bladder cancer. He reportedly was fearful of being poisoned over time. The following is a recorded interview with the late Mr. Russo. It will obviously appear somewhat aged, but this will emphasize the point that plans for a new world order, and more specifically, control of humanity by a few powerful and influential elites, has been planned for decades. The technology for doing so is now available, and that includes microchips embedded in people's skin. You may want to sit down before reviewing this jaw-dropping video, if you know what I mean. But listen up.
The bankers have pretty much taken control of our government. It doesn't matter Republican and Democrat anymore, because they're both the same. Neither one of them are talking about the big issues that face Americans, right? So I had a friend, Nick Rockefeller, okay, who was one of the Rockefeller family, and he, when I was running for governor in Nevada, he came to me, introduced himself to me through an attorney, and we became friends. We started talking about things. And I learned an awful lot from Mr. Rockefeller. And one of the things that we used to talk about was the ultimate plan of the banking industry, what they wanted to accomplish. And the goals of the banking industry, not just the Federal Reserve System, but the private banks in Germany and England, all over Italy, all over the world, they all work together. They're all central banks. And they're all part of the Communist Manifesto. You know, central banking is one of the major planks of the Communist Manifesto. We talk about America being a capitalistic country, but yet at the same time we have a central bank that plans everything for us, right? And the graduated income tax is another plank of the Communist Manifesto, right? So right there you have 2 major planks of the Communist Manifesto that have been brought in because of the Federal Reserve System, okay? So the ultimate goal that these people have in mind is the goal to create a one-world government run by the banking industry, run by the bankers, and they're doing it in sections. The European currency, the euro, and the European Constitution is one part of it. Now they're trying to do it in America with the North American Union, right? And they want to create a new currency called the Amero, right? And the whole agenda is to create a one world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is getting me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
I'll have one more video in this New World Order identification series before moving on to another prophecy being fulfilled today. That video series is about the 10 kingdoms mentioned in the Bible's book of Revelation and described as the 10 horns in the book of Daniel. If you haven't done so, touch the subscribe button below so you'll know when these videos are released. You don't want to miss any of them. Signs are all around us, ladies and gentlemen, happening all at once that declare the Lord Jesus Christ is coming back very soon. And for true Christians, look up. Our redemption draweth nigh. And if you're not a Christian, what are you waiting on?